There we go. All right, well, it's a wonderful day for a Blood Bowl match, wouldn't you say so, Piff?
I would say so. Our usual commentator Squee will not be here for this particular match.
No, I'm afraid not, but I've been lucky enough to be asked to step in, so I'll be doing that. So
Indeed.
I'm Inferno Canuck, for those of you who don't know who I am. I am normally the coach for the Dark Elf team, but for this match I'm going to be an impartial commentator, so don't worry about any judgment calls.
That's
So,
the half
it's
the
the
fun.
Chaos Dwarves, Acciyn's Chaos Dwarf team, called Dwarves in Chaos, versus Slumbering's Chaos team, called Born to be Kings. So, this is obviously the first time either of them have matched up, and I'm really personally very curious about this match, because people say that Chaos teams, Slumbering's team,
Mhm.
Chaos teams get really scary once they start to get some SPP.
Right.
So I'm really curious here. Like in their main blitz line already, Thane, Bastard Wallace the Confused has block, as does Son of King Kevin.
Well, a lot of them have block.
Indeed, indeed.
then the
Um, hmm,
the other team also has a ton of blocks as well.
they do, they do. It's a very blocky team. The dwarves themselves are known for their blocks, as is Oh, I see. Oh, well, this is interesting. Runt Underbite, who's far in the back field for the Chaos Dwarves, he has Kick. Kick is always, in my opinion, a very, very handy skill. Being able to determine a little bit more accurately where the ball lands is always an advantage, almost no matter what team you are.
How accurate is it?
Well, typically you roll when you roll a kick and the weather is normal.
Mhm.
You roll a 1d6 plus 1, and that's how much it scatters. And it can scatter in either direction, 1d6 plus 1, so it can scatter up to 2 to 7 squares away. However, with kick, it divides that in half. You actually roll a 1d3 plus 1, so only
Mhm.
scatters to a minimum 2 to 4 distance, so 2 to 4 squares away, where you put the little where you determine where to kick.
I
So
see.
it's huge. It really prevents the ball going off field, and therefore automatically allowing a player to just be given the ball. Now, Slumbering is setting up a very aggressive stance along the wall, which is perfect, which makes amazing sense. He has very strong his strong Chaos Warriors on the sides with both of them with block, so it's going to be difficult to blitz through.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, this is just going to be bashing and bashing, and it looks like the and
I
Slumbering gets to receive the ball for this first half.
Indeed. I would say I would be a bit more cautious on putting my Chaos Warrior down at the bottom over there. Mainly because of that Minotaur that has Frenzy. It can easily be
Yes,
shoved out pretty much just the next turn.
that's true. However, there is oh my goodness, and he does a pass already.
Mhm.
Fantastic. A very good throw from Granola to Shime, which
Mhm.
is very interesting. The kicker now has the ball. Now Granola was able to do the throw quite nicely because of
Mhm.
that +1 in agility.
Right.
But there he is, kind of just a few squares away from the center line. I do have to agree that the frenzying Minotaur is a little scary. However, he is a big guy. He is a loner with a wild animal, so
Mhm.
he isn't as dependable as other characters that have frenzy, such as witch elves, war dancers, or troll slayers.
Well, yeah.
So, but
It.
still, you're
I
absolutely
would
right.
say that he's more dependable in his attack rolls, though.
Yes, yeah, very much so. Um, but also, yeah, okay. Well, see, there we go. Now, Slumbering has offered a little bit more protection here. Now, the Chaos Warrior now has, someone to lend him a strength kind of bonus. So, oh, all right. Looks
Hmm.
like Drun Bloodspill is going to be attacked by Thong. And that was a defender down, and he's been stunned. That's very impressive that they've managed to get through that tough dwarf armor.
Mm-hmm. And
Now,
making a lot of
Chaos.
risky rolls.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, this seems to be a high risk play. And although Thargon Hoofstomp has stand firm, he doesn't protect him from the defender down roll that he got.
Right. Um, that I'm trying to still do the math on this Minotaur. Looks like he's
Sure.
not going to be able to do a 2 dice roll with that amount of people there. So maybe
Correct.
he does not want to actually do it now.
Yes, exactly. You just get a one dice roll, and then that just gets riskier and riskier.
Mhm.
Um, so
You could
now
help
this
that
is
out by putting a person next to there just to get the negative out, like I think he's doing right now.
yes, yes. Now the really nice thing is that Slumbering does have an extremely good screen. These two. This is going to be just a grinding, punching match.
Mhm.
There's a little bit of skill, a little bit of finesse, as we can see by, like, say for example, the agility, chaos beastman that Slumbering has, and Accyon's own hobgoblin that has sure hands and dodge. However, for the most part, we're going to see who can punch who.
Mhm.
And although the Chaos Dwarves do have a few more skills and one better armor value,
Mhm.
the Chaos team has more maneuverability, so they can get to areas where they can, have a numerical advantage.
Mhm.
Chaos Dwarves are also set apart from the regular Dwarves. Regular Dwarves actually have armor values of 10, whereas these Dwarves only have armor values of 9. So it's still extremely high.
Mhm.
But now that it looks like there is a hole forming here now already. Oh, and here comes Thorgan Hoofstomp, and he's going to be attempting that frenzy. He does get 2 rolls still.
Ooh, 2 defender
Push,
downs.
and it looks like yes. Oh,
Mm.
Bastard Wallace the Confused is out of the match and KO'd, so he will not be coming back until
Comes the I
next.
think the aid to get him up, get him over, get a stretcher. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. If we could just, yeah. Okay, good. He's being transported somewhere now. So now it looks like Slumbering is very weak on the left, at least on his left side of the pitch.
Mhm.
Um, so that's a challenge that he's going to have to try to achieve, and he's going to try and he's bringing up Granola there to kind of give few more tackle zones around that area. I am very curious to see what the coach determines what to do next. Um,
Man,
yes.
I've recently seen how guard works, and it is a pain.
Yes, guard is extremely. It's for those characters, those players who can get right down into the dirt, and like right into the slog fest, right in the middle of a pushing war, and just really influence everyone around them.
Hmm.
It's fantastic.
This is
It's a
what I
very
didn't
good
know
skill
about
set.
it. I assumed that when you were next to a person, and you still had somebody who was like adjacent to you, that you wouldn't
Hmm.
have any like you would still help out the other person. That's what I've been hearing from it. But
Hmm.
it also does something else, where
Yes.
like if you're next to somebody, and even if you have another person next to him to get his tackle zone away, it doesn't do that.
Exactly.
It still gives you a
It
negative, which is extremely annoying.
Yeah, exactly. It ignores other players' tackle zones when it comes to who can block who, and it also reinforces your own tackle zone.
I
It's fantastic.
I did not know, and I have a much larger respect for that move.
Mm-hmm. 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 It's for bashy teams. It's a very high skill. Now, Slumbering is able to push these dwarves away, and what's really interesting is that since they have such a small movement allowance, once they do get knocked on their feet, once they stand up, they can move, what, 1 square perhaps? They can move exactly 1 square, actually, before they have to go for it. So
Mhm.
that's that's a little bit of the maneuverability. I mean, you don't need to break through their armor if they're just, so slow that they can't catch up with you anymore.
Ouch.
And he attempted. Oh, that was a bold move. We
Hmm.
saw what he was going to. He was trying to push that Minotaur out. It was definitely worth an attempt. However, now Slumbering is completely out of rerolls. But getting a Minotaur off the field, that was a good risk. It's
Yeah.
just too bad that it didn't pay off.
Hmm. He tried to do it with an agility 3 character, not the best one to dodge with.
True, and I guess he was dodging away. I couldn't see the entirety of the play. If he dodged into someone's tackle zone, that would have been tricky. If he dodged out of the tackle zone and then tried to,
It
properly blitz, well,
it's
depending
got
on where.
it's a negative for his dodge.
Was a negative. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I just noticed in order for him to push him out, he had to be in that Minotaur's tackle zone. That was extremely risky.
I think you
And now
need a
here come the
4 or
Chaos,
higher.
Chaos Dwarves.
Which that was a 50-50. That wasn't too bad, but
Not bad.
usually you leave the dodging to the agility 4s. Like,
Typically, although characters who have an agility of 3 with the dodge skill
oh yeah,
is still very good.
very
Your
nice.
percentage-wise, you're still going to find some success.
Hmm.
Thorgun Hoof Stomp, it might be hoof stomping, son of King Kevin, and he certainly did.
I thought
If you
you
wonder why
were
I'm saying
like
the word,
reading his name, like
I am
King
reading it.
of, and then you're like, what's that? Kevin? No, that's his name, Kevin.
Exactly. I'm being very phonetic. I'm explaining it now. Slumbering. I'm curious to see how creative he gets on his next drive because the dwarves certainly yeah, they are both down and defender down.
I forgot about having Minotaur having horns.
Mm-hmm.
Um, jeez, I just have no idea how. Oh, he's opening up an area down here.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, that area. Oh, now it's being blocked a little bit.
I think he can still probably slip by and actually get
He
to that
can.
guy.
Yeah,
Um,
most certainly.
mhm.
There are definitely holes that Slumbering can exploit. Right down the center of the field. Acciyn is very strong on the sides, but not very strong in the center field there. So
Mhm.
he does have some potential to move ahead, but he can't stay idle much longer because the Chaos Dwarves are breathing down his neck.
Mhm. And there's a guy over there being covered by 2 people. I would probably just let him sit there, just lay down, and
Yes, because if he stands up, there's a good chance he's just going to get surfed anyway, and therefore, these players. Yeah, so here we go. Slumbering's, opening up the center,
mhm.
pushing back this small, this not small dwarf, but this dwarf.
Normally
Their
sized
hats
dwarf.
make up for their size. That's for sure. And yeah, there he goes. Now he's opening up a path.
And I think he might actually go down that and maybe bring somebody else to help him get some protection, which would
Mm-hmm.
probably be pretty good because it looks like not too many of them are that dodgy, except there is still that bull centaur that can easily
Indeed.
walk down there.
Indeed, there is. Yep. Now, of course, now this is the decision. Do you stand up, son of King Kevin, and force him to have a chance to surf you, and force him to make another roll,
Mhm.
or do you, and that way, the bull centaur might not be able to, might have to do an attempted dodge, or you just have to roll an additional dice in
Mhm.
order to free up that bull centaur? Or do you chance it and just hope that, he doesn't get blocked or something like that?
Mhm. I think that I would probably still have him lay down and just keep
Yeah,
him
yeah,
occupied.
that's true. That's true. That is true. Although, unfortunately, I mean, he just needs. Well, no, that's not true, actually. Just that one dwarf itself would not be able to. Once that bull centaur is gone, um, the Chaos
Actually, he
Warrior
could
on the
stand
side
him
has the
up
advantage.
and be
Yeah,
fairly safe.
exactly. Yes.
It does have a 4, and it looks like that dwarf will not be able to do. That both of them will probably do a single dice roll. I think the centaur can do a double one to him,
Yes.
but
But he
that's it.
wouldn't be able to push him out from that angle. So
Right.
standing up actually would be a pretty good tactic at this point.
Mhm.
But we'll see. We'll see if the coach Slumbering agrees.
It's we spent a lot of time doing that, and he still has a lot of other things that he needs to get done.
Indeed.
So,
Indeed. All right, there goes Thong standing up.
ooh, single dice rolls.
And it looks like Truffle is going after Drun Bloodspill. And
Ooh,
it's a push.
there's a, oh, hmm. Oh,
Yes,
stood him up and
indeed,
dodged.
yep. And dodged.
Yeah, that
Wow,
is a
right into a tackle zone. That's an, an incredible risk. It
I think
paid
that's
off
better.
in
Yeah.
spades, but
Oh, to attack, and he does not have any rerolls for this.
no, he doesn't. So it looks like now there is a hole on the left. Of course, the likelihood of, you know, Agility 2, Chunt Galdrinker breaking through Slushy's tackle zone is low, but that's a hole. That is definitely a hole there that can be exploited.
Hmm. Looks like that. I would still keep an eye on that Minotaur.
Oh
He
yeah.
if he plays his cards right, he could probably get that guy out like
Oh, you mean
right now.
yes. Oh, you mean Thane Theodore the Tiptoe Terror
Yes.
might be able. Yes, yes. That's
If he positions that a character down there, doesn't have
mhm.
to be that dwarf, but he can easily surf that guy right out.
It's true. That is true.
So that is again, having somebody who has frenzy for everyone who's playing against those kind of people. Keep your characters like three
Three
blocks.
squares in
Yeah.
from the end. Yeah, typically. Typically speaking. Although sometimes, frankly, in order to do a frenzy attack, unless they're already right next up to you, they need to waste a blitz to do so.
Mm.
In the past, I have seen games in which people, they know they're going against a frenzy team, and the choice between say blitzing a ball carrier or blitzing someone off by the side. Frenzy people, players who have frenzy have a tendency to really love to cause those players to crowd surf. So if you actually use a player as, crowd surf bait, in the long term, for the sake of the drive, it could be, advantageous.
Mm-hmm. That guard is helped out yet again. I gave him an extra
Indeed,
plus to his attack, which is
did.
really needed for dwarves because they do start out with a strength of 3,
They do.
and they need that 4 to get double dice rolls on most people.
Yeah, they need some sort of assistance. Yeah,
You know.
yeah. They have an average strength. Yeah. And Gax not run, knocked down Granola.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Chunt Gall-Drinker is taking it to Slushy, although it is just a push.
Mm-hmm. So there's been a lot of action just in this middle line right here. There's hasn't been too many trying to pass or try to get
Mm.
somebody down there to stop
Hmm.
people from running. This is very much just a fisticuff kind of match.
Indeed. Although now Slumbering is in a bit of trouble. Run Underbite is now in the tackle zone for Shimmy. And
Mm-hmm.
here comes Thorgan's Hoof Stomp.
Indeed, and he can
And
still move right after that
he
too.
can. He most
You're
certainly
right
can.
next to that ball carrier, which he's going to do.
Now the question is where he's going to be positioned at. To the back, I see. Interesting.
Yeah, there he had to go through some tackle zones if he wanted to go to another position.
No. However, he could have positioned himself just one square up. Actually, he could have gone
Oh yeah, right
to the
there.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But either way,
I see.
there's Furface the Impaler doing what he does best, impaling.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he decided against the surf.
Yes.
He did not position to do that, which is
Mm-hmm.
it's fine. Like it's I never really thought about like what if you just get 2 defenders? That would defender down, defender stumble, or just hitting the person down. That would completely ruin the surf in general because
It would. Yes. 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 Yeah.
oh wow. Um, if only he had frenzy so he could get that Minotaur out. If you stood up those two
Indeed,
people and had a frenzy guy, that would that
that's
would
true.
easily get out. But
Although
yeah.
I'm more concerned about how he's going to move the ball forward, actually. How
Hmm.
Shimmy's going to get out of that situation and what decisions are made. Because a lot of players are down now, and the second you move them, I mean, you stand them up, you've now committed them. Now, this
Hmm.
is interesting. It looks like Granola, the one with +1 agility, excellent. It looks like he's going to try and. Oh, well, this is a creative play, that's for sure. He's using his blitz action to go after Zell Gorefist. Now, we have attacker down or both down.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, because he's out of rerolls, he had to choose, well, both down, but with block and guard and tackle. Zell Gorefist had no problems with that.
Right.
And now, Run Shime is praying to whatever dark chaos gods there are right now, I reckon. Um, because he has a hobgoblin and a bull centaur on his doorstep.
Looks like he's using a few other of his. I would probably start out with the biggest move first,
Indeed.
personally. But
Well, yeah.
whatever,
Yeah,
whatever
well,
he's
it,
got.
it
But
appears this coach has decided to want to maximize, their role, so to speak. And
ooh,
yeah, there it goes. And Thargan Hoofstump also has managed to recover the ball with a critical success on that catch roll.
hmm and it's a good player to actually have that with. He's got quite a bit of movement, sprint and
Yes,
sure feet.
with sure feet, yes, indeed. Very sure. Having 4 legs certainly makes you quite sure-footed, so to speak. Um, yes,
Sure feet is nice, but I kind of feel like it's somewhat like just a reroll. Like it's a substitute for a reroll. So if you had
it
somebody who
is. It
didn't have
is.
sure feet, you can use a reroll and have about the same effect. Though you can
Indeed.
have two rerolls if you have sure feet and a reroll, unlike if you just had one or the other.
Exactly.
Ooh,
It
a
just
three
allows
dice
that to
roll.
happen much more often. And Whiffy is going to get a face full of fur face, and
And
he's stunned.
wow,
So, those of you who are keep tracking at home, we only have one knockout, which is Bastard Willis the Confused on the Chaos side, and no knockouts, injuries, or death for the Chaos Dwarves.
it looks like Chaos does not have any substitute players to put in if he does not get up, so he might be down a player the next drive.
If he doesn't, if Wallace there, Bastard Wallace, doesn't wake up, indeed.
Mhm.
What I'm really curious about is to see Slumbering his defensive play now, considering how secure Thargan Hoofstump is with that ball.
Mhm. He's setting up a cage.
Oh, most certainly, yes.
There's still a guy there, but he's not gonna have a very good chance with all these
No,
guys around him.
it's going to be extremely tricky, especially since one of the guys around him does have guard.
Yeah. So that's
I
a
reckon
permanent negative one. You can't really do anything about that.
no, there isn't really. Um,
Ooh.
All right, let's see here. Granola looks like, oh, well, he was pondering a blitz move, which does make sense, of course.
You had to do. Ooh. A
We have
dodge.
Oh, when he attempted to dodge. I see what he was going there for. He's probably going to try and blitz a hobgoblin just so that they would be next to Thargan Hoofstomp, just to force him to make some sort of roll. It was another gamble, but unfortunately it did not pay off. Now that did have a +1 in agility. It had a potential, but
Mhm.
it was a failed dodge and then a critical failure. So
Mhm. And that was
yeah.
I think the safer of the two, wasn't it?
Um, Not quite. I know why he crossed the way in. He dodged into Gax Not Run's tackle zone because he wouldn't have had the movement allowance to do it otherwise.
Mhm.
But of course, the safer way is to
Oh
dodge away.
my.
Moving off comes. Oh my! Oh my goodness! Thargan Hoofstomp whiffs on his attempt. Oh my
And
goodness.
there's that. I was talking about that trophy. It's about the exact same chance if you had just a reroll. Like
Indeed.
you just get two. You don't get three.
Indeed. That's true, and then that was a double one. So
It's
recovery can
surprising.
certainly happen here.
Surprising
My
how
good.
much that really comes up. Double ones.
Yes, yes. Well, it's a 1 in 36 chance. So
Mhm.
36 times you roll two dice, it's gonna happen.
I somehow feel like it might be higher because it's more like you don't really notice it otherwise. Where like if you do roll a one, then you have a 1 in 6 chance of failing. Like you're only
No, I said 1
prompted
in
after the first.
36.
Yeah.
Probability speaking, if you roll two dice and both of them are ones, we have a if you roll two dice, there's a 1 in 36 chance that both of them will be ones.
Right, right. I'm just saying, like, that kind of probability doesn't show. Oh, who got
Oh
injured?
my
Oh,
goodness!
it's the Beastman. And he's an apothecary, so he's going to be coming back on the field.
It appears that way. No, he's still badly hurt. It look.
No, no.
Hmm.
This what I
Oh
didn't.
yeah, there he is. There he is on the side. I
Mhm.
see that.
Um,
Yep.
should I
No,
don't want to
there's no need
explain.
to.
Okay.
I understand.
Um, there. It still seems like Acciyn has quite a bit of
Advantage.
advantage on this. Yes.
Oh, significantly.
He can still just sound that guy. The problem is trying to pick up the ball, but he does have quite a few
He does have two
hobgoblins.
rerolls, and plus he does have space.
Mhm.
Especially now with Granola marked by Runt Underbite. He
Wild
can
animal.
spend a few turns. Oh, wild animal. Looks like Furface the Impaler doesn't want to do anything just now.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, he is at his leisure to try
Oh
and
my. That would have been a very dirty move. I think he looked lucky he was trying to attack the person on the floor for his move.
oh,
This does actually happen quite a bit with Acciyn. He does like to attack the people on the ground as
no,
his
he
plays.
likes to play dirty player, yeah.
And
Or
yeah.
his players are a dirty player, so to speak.
Mhm.
Oh, looks like Purge Longbrow is the one. Lowbrow is going to be the one to pick up the ball, which makes sense. He does have sure hands, and both him and Thargon Hoofstomp both have the same amount of star player points. So, as they have just as equal effect in the long term to
I
level
see.
up.
I would, as a person who thinks that a single optimal person would be best, I think the Hobgoblin would probably need the SPP a lot more since he seems to be the designated ball handler.
That is true. That is true. Although, we are hearing from the coach himself and saying that no, incorrect. He wouldn't have gotten a +2 from the block if he tried to foul with him, and it would have been the foul was not Acciyn's intent.
Mhm.
Because he would never foul so early in the game with a very valuable player that
Right.
is his Minotaur. All right. Well, looks like Thane Theodore the Tiptoe Terror, although not tiptoeing away from combat to prevent the touchdown, did get some revenge on that Hobgoblin.
Interesting. See what else does he have open? He does have. He doesn't have almost anybody who's open. It's been fairly covered well by just about
Oh,
everything.
off
Ooh.
goes Granola, and Run Underbite has hit the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is how much farther is Granola going to
Ooh.
travel? All
Uh,
right, what did a go for it roll to try to vex Purge Lowbrow? This is not the best situation, of course,
no.
but it's the best out of everything he could do.
Right. This was the one thing to try to stop this.
Yeah,
Um,
it was better to attempt than to just allow them free reign.
Right. And then, of course, this will happen.
Yes, of course. Tharg and Hoofstomp will obviously block Granola, and looks like just simply pushing him out of the way, but giving enough space for Purge Lowbrow. But in Slumbering's defense, he had to do a move like that, because
Right.
if you don't threaten the ball carrier, the other coach will just simply not attempt to score and take another free turn to punch your own team. So.
I see. I think it's a bit. I don't think it would actually matter too much if he scored now or the next turn. And in all honesty, I think I'd probably do a touchdown right now so I can actually make sure that nothing else particularly happens.
Mm.
And I would be extremely cautious, and I know that the other team does not have that kind of like one turn touchdown sort of thing.
Correct. The only teams that can do a one-turn touchdown are extremely mobile teams, such as the Wood Elves or the Skaven, or teams that can throw their teammates, such as Ogres. And there goes. I've forgotten his name already, but he has one hell of a dance, Piff.
He does. And he also has a very nice mouthpiece.
He does. It's great orthodontic work.
I don't know about
They're
you,
the
but
Warg Riders.
those cheerleaders turn me on.
I don't think those are female, Piff, but whatever floats your boat.
Hey,
Maybe the wolves are female.
I don't know about you, but having like hobgoblins on the back of wolves drumming like crazy is exactly up
See.
my alley.
All right, well, save that for your kink forum, Piff, and let's focus more back on Blood Bowl. I joke, of course.
We
It
shouldn't
looks
focus
like...
on it.
No, I don't think we should.
Okay.
So it looks like Bastard Wallace the Confused is still knocked out. Luckily, thanks to the Apothecary, Whiffy is going to return, but it looks like it will be 11 players, 11 players of Acciyn's team versus 10 players of Slumbering's.
Does look that way, yes.
So the question is really is the Chaos team going to be able to get some sort of injury off the dwarves with a relatively high above average armor value? It's unlikely, but as we've learned in Blood Bowl, nothing really is unlikely. Just
Right.
hard to roll.
It looks. I've seen Acciyn use this formation a lot. He really likes this kind of setup right here.
Defensive setup, yes.
Uh, it's it's not completely even, as you can see by the tips right there, but it's that general form right there. That kind of has this pushing sort of flat arrow,
Yes, yes, yes.
which
It's
is
a way to
extremely
create a lot
nice.
of tackle zones. And this in particular right now, if there was any chance of a Hail Mary pass and a score, Acciyn is just assuming he's just creating so many tackle zones. The probability of anyone getting through is extremely low. Of
Yes.
course, that doesn't look like to be Slumbering's intent, and his intent is to punch people as much as possible.
Indeed. It looks like he's still going for the ball, even though it is the last turn in the halftime.
Indeed. He might be going for the ball just so he can do a simple pass play and get, an additional star player point.
I don't think that's going to happen. He doesn't have anybody else that can actually pick up the ball on this turn.
Oh, he doesn't. Both Granola and Shimmy have moved. Then no matter.
Yes. I think he just did not know that it was such.
Possibly, or it could have just been a force of habit.
Yeah, that too. I've done that quite a few times.
Exactly. You get into a routine and you just do what you normally do, and it's good practice too, right? This another thing too is that one turn, you know, one turn plays just before a half or just before an end of the game is also a really safe way to get creative with a starting lineup and try something new and see how it works, see how effective it is.
I see.
Yeah, because I mean the turn's going to be over anyway, and if there's zero chance for you to score, well, might as well one try to hurt the other team, and two try something new because there's no risk of, if it goes tits up, if excuse my language,
Hmm.
then there's no consequence.
I see. I feel like optimizing each player turn movement, all of these things seem to be almost the spirit of Blood Bowl. But
Yeah,
that's just my interpretation of it. Of course, that's
of
not
course.
what it is.
No. And Thong has a date with the grass. It
He
seems.
should reroll, and didn't get that.
He did reroll, but unfortunately, Furface is a loner, which means every reroll that you spend on him really only has a 50-50 chance of actually happening.
Hmm. Unlike Pro, which is about the exact opposite.
Yes, yes, that's true.
Could you tell me about Pro? In this
Uh,
version, can
glad.
you learn it?
Yes, you can. Yes,
Okay.
you can certainly. And pretty much, I believe Pro is a general skill trait.
Okay.
And what it does is that it allows you, if you have a chance to do a reroll, instead you can do a pro roll. On a 1, 2, or 3, the pro roll does not get rolled. On a 4, 5, or 6, the pro roll does get rolled. And that becomes, the pro roll is pretty much a reroll. Now, if you fail the chance of getting a pro roll, like say you roll a 2, you
Mm.
can actually then spend your reroll dice to reroll that pre-roll roll and give you another chance of getting a 4 or higher. It's kind of counterintuitive because pro rolls are meant to, um, they're meant to save rerolls. They're meant to be, a free reroll for that player half
Mm.
the time. But sometimes that just, there's some situations where you absolutely have to have it, done.
I thought it was like if you spend a reroll and then if you do spend a reroll, it then has a 50-50 chance to actually save that reroll or not. That's all.
Incorrect.
Oh.
You do not spend the reroll. A pro roll just like say for example, you have someone who blocks and they have pro, and you roll 2 1s, right? 2 snake eyes,
Mhm.
and so then you click reroll, the reroll button, and it says, "Do you want to use a pro roll?" And then you
Mhm.
can say yes or no. And if you say no, it'll be like then it just uses a
Ouch.
regular reroll.
This is no good for Acciyn.
No, it's not. Attacker down. And
Oh.
unfortunately, Loner does not happen, and unfortunately, Furface, it's the first time I believe he has been knocked down. So,
Mhm.
just bad luck. Ones happen. Ones and twos happen.
Right. I feel like I'm a little bit ahead. Let me just pause it for just a sec.
Yeah, looks like you're a smidge ahead of me. There you are.
There we go. What's your timer at?
My timer is at 341, 340, 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's at
Okay.
340.
Yeah. I seem
We're,
to be
we're,
lined
we're
up.
more in sync. Yeah, I noticed you reacted just a split second ahead of me. I don't have the timing you and Squee have, that's for darn sure. Anyways, Truffles, Max, Darth, and Grumrush.
Indeed.
And here comes Granola, the Blitzer. And looks like he's going for Kamir Skull Crush. He
Ooh.
does get a defender down.
Lots of rolls. Lots and lots of rolls.
Indeed. And he has a very... That center is nice and secure, so to speak. You
Hmm.
can really push through there.
Right. And it looks like
Although I... Mm-hmm.
this is a fairly bad position for Acciyn because very early in his turn, he got a turnover.
Indeed.
He didn't get to
Which
use
is
any of his other characters to move or try to get the ball or any of that thing.
That's very much so. So this is the equivalent, almost practically the equivalent of Slumbering getting a blitz roll on the kickoff and giving him a free turn in which to do something.
Hmm.
Except that even with this one, he was able to do something on the line of scrimmage. So, yes, thanks to his aggressive setup, Slumbering is able to really capitalize on that unfortunate mistake for Acciyn.
Hmm. and the ball's fairly close to the end zone.
It
This
is.
might be
That was
really
excellent kick.
good for
Yes, this could certainly play into Slumbering's favor. Yeah.
because as everyone knows, dwarves are really crap at movement.
They are not the fastest creatures on God's green earth, that's for certain, Biff.
You mean Thor's green earth?
Well, the gods, the pantheon's green earth.
I
I
don't even
don't
know the
believe.
gods in Warhammer.
I know the dark gods, Slanesh, Khorne, Tzeentch, and Nurgle. Those are the four major chaos gods. As for righteous gods, though, I do not know.
Yeah, they're
Which,
boring
luckily,
anyway.
considering this is a Chaos Dwarf and Chaos team, any
Mhm.
mention of the goodly gods would probably mean the fans would storm our commentator booth, Piff, and murder us. So,
You have no idea how much that actually happens.
yeah, I know well, it's actually, we should mention this is the reason why Squeeze in here today. He said something, negative about the Hobgoblin team, and Bill kind of stormed the commentator booth and broke Squeeze's arm, so he's just recovering. But
Yes,
blood only takes a day to recover, so he should be fine soon.
he's just badly hurt. Don't worry about
Just badly hurt, exactly.
it. Yeah, and I would like to reinstate my previous thing that the Hobgoblin cheerleaders are super sexy, and no, they are
Oh
not
dear.
ugly like Squeeze said they were.
Yeah, all right. Well, here, luckily, I do not judge you on your taste. I just don't want you to talk about it. But
I'm just trying to. I don't want to
oh,
get hurt like Squee did.
Face the Impaler is trying another blitz from where he is.
Ooh.
And Bastard Wallace the Confused is going to be confused in the knockout pen.
Yes. Another knockout.
All right, looks like Runt Underbite is taking a punch for Whiffy and succeeds, pushing him away as well. Although Runt Underbite still has Granola to worry about.
Very much so. Having a minus player in a battle to the.
Ooh, a reroll was used for Zelgorkis. Oh, and that
Ooh.
did not work very well for him.
Nope.
Both attacker downs on that reroll. And,
Looks like he's actually fairly freed up. At least
yeah,
this
indeed,
middle.
Slexy can make a... Well, I don't really know if he has the movement for it, but he could make a very noble attempt at continuing to put pressure on this Chaos Dwarf team.
I think he can if he does two go for it, which is risky and
Which-
wouldn't particularly be advised. But heck, you know, you can still go for it.
Yeah, great.
Oh.
My goodness! Well, I'll be darned. Darthan Grumrush has badly hurt, and Prince Peter has earned some SPP for taking down a dwarf.
Mm-hmm. As he should.
Indeed. And although, okay, Slushy's moving up not necessarily to do a blitz, but to, give Gax Snotrun something to really think about.
Ooh,
And it's
looks
Granola.
like, ooh, another
Yeah.
defender down. Let's see how
Yes.
this goes.
Yes.
Just a hobgoblin.
No. Yeah, just a hobgoblin, but now let's see if Granola's going to... Yes, Granola's going to move as well. Oh, he's going to go... Oh, that really did pay off. Absolutely right, Piff.
Mhm.
He, that go for it, and now Purge Lowbrow, although with dodge, is, in a situation he probably doesn't want to be in.
Yes.
You
Even
can
with dodge, even with sure hands and all these other new fandangled technology we didn't have back in the day.
Skills are not technology, Piff.
We didn't have sure hands back in the day. We had sticks.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is
Back-
to pick up a football with sticks?
Yes. Anyway, it looks like son of King Kevin, he's going to try to get some revenge on Thargon Hoofstump. But he only manages to push, and Thargon says, "No, I don't want to be moving today, thank you very much."
You know what I think
But,
of Stand Firm? Is like when you hit them, they kind of come back like those like wobbly guys.
Yeah, like those punching clowns. Yes. Yes. Although I'm not saying that Thargon Hoofstomp is a clown. Just want to make that clear, Thargon. We're on the same side. It's all good. Please don't crush me. All right. So it looks like Gall Drinker, assisted by Drun Bloodspill, has managed to push back Thane Theodore, the Tiptoe Terror.
Mm-hmm.
And Khmer Skullcrush is going to try and seriously harm Poofy, but that's just another
Nope.
push.
Yep.
Though he
Uh,
has created some space now.
yes. Looking at the rolls and strictly percentages, it looks like uh, that was 50-50 chance of actually getting that guy down, like he did right there.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yes, and not only did he take him down, but we have a serious injury. Now that's he's fortunate. No long-term effect. Now the apothecary has already been used and paid for,
Mm-hmm.
but who's our poor Whiffy there is going into the ambulance area.
Poor Whiffy.
Poor Whiffy. Well, he knew what he signed up for.
Those contracts will get you.
No, they will. Oh, they most certainly will.
Oh,
Oh my goodness!
this might be exactly what he needs. I think the person who is yes, he has a +1 agility. I think he's the
This
best person to pick up that ball right now,
I'd
and
have to concur, Fifth. And now the
it's
question is, will Slumbering be doing anything else, or is he not going to look this, gift horse in the mouth? This is why, regardless if the other player has dodge or whatever, you always want to put pressure. I have to say, what I enjoy the most about this game is how aggressive, how mind-numbingly aggressive both teams have been. They're not staying back, they're not waiting, they're not framing anything up. They're just coming right at each other with everything they got and really putting the pressure on the defenders.
oh, I see. He's doing an extra. Ah, okay. He does not have dodge, so this is gonna hurt.
Yes, 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 most certainly, yeah. Interesting for the blitz. I think he's perhaps just preparing himself just in case. Yes, he's going to be covering that ball. Good backup plan. And
And a
Granola has
touchdown.
cut things down, and we are at a tied game here, folks.
Indeed. Might be
That
like the good old days, the first week where everyone tied.
indeed. And what's really interesting is that both teams have scored on the opposing when both teams have scored while they have been the defenders.
Right.
They kicked off, the ball, and they managed the ones to actually recover the ball from their opponent and score, which once again reinforces the aggressive style of play of both coaches and both teams.
Right. Looks like Slumbering will be. I'm sorry. Command will be getting a lot. Just a better player back on the field. He's getting one of his Chaos Warriors, and
Yes,
it looks like Acciyn is not going to be harmed by his one injured person because he had a extra on the side.
that's true. Yeah, and an extra hobgoblin. So,
Not
uh,
particularly a blocker, but it's better than nothing.
indeed. So it is still 11 dark Chaos Dwarves versus 10 Chaos players, but no, that's not so
Ooh,
bad.
we'll
It
land
looks like
off
the
field.
indeed.
Ooh.
Oh, and we have Get the Ref, which means I believe I'm trying to recall what Get the Ref is. I'm not too sure if everyone gets a bribe or if the time has moved up or back by one. No, no, the clock didn't run, that's for sure. So it
Yes.
must be one team or the other got themselves a
I
um,
think the ref is that like during this one play, it doesn't matter if somebody actually like does any bad things like hitting people down on the ground. If somebody had secret weapon, that'd be fine.
true.
Um, and I think the other one you were talking about was I think Riot.
Riot, that is what I'm thinking of. Yes. Riot is exactly what it is. Well, with these crazy Blood Bowl fans, it's no surprise that they get pretty restless, and there are multiple effects.
Where does it run the clock? No, the Riot runs the clock. Okay, no. Excuse me.
So now a cage has already been set up very close to the center line, so Acciyn has plenty of times, well, he has a good amount of time. He has 4 turns in which to try and get an advantage again. So we're going to see
Ooh.
how Slumbering responds to this push.
Person who has guard. Ouch. right next to the main line of scrimmage.
Yes, yes, that's not that out of all the places Thong could be, that is not one of the best. So it appears the coach for the Chaos Dwarf team, Acciyn, has just informed us through our headsets that both teams have received a free bribe. So things might get dirty near the end as well.
So he might just, yeah, go for a push, and he
Another
might
push,
be
and then
another
another
push.
push. Yep, yep. It appears Bastard Wallace the Confused really likes to tempt fate, and he is now kissing the wrong side of the grass.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
Excuse me.
unfortunately, not only is the left opened up against Slumbering, or I guess I could say fortunately for Acciyn, his right has opened up, his right flank has opened up, but now the Chaos are down 2 players. So now it's 9 versus 11. And when you're playing a physical game, you need as many people as possible.
Yes. Looks like he's still just trying to slow down the progress as much as possible.
Indeed, just getting right in front there, and yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
and it looks like Granola is going
Both
to. It's a both
down?
down result. Now, will
Well,
that be rolled?
he can re-roll that. It will affect both of them,
He
though.
has re-rolled.
And do Defender stumble. There
Defender
goes the
stumbles.
big
Oh,
man.
goodbye, Furface.
Wow.
Well, that was very surprising, but and once again extremely risky.
Hmm.
That was a 1 die block.
He's now
But
covered that side of the
Granola here
field.
has really, really been the MVP of this match.
Hmm. Yeah, there's two benefits of this. I don't think that Big Minotaur will actually be in any significant part of this game because there's only 4 turns left, and even if he does get in at the last few turns, he's only going to do what, like 1 attack?
Oh, well, I don't know. I'd have to disagree. Minotaurs, no matter how many turns there are always quite valuable.
Hmm.
Honestly. I mean, he'd be fantastic for clearing away for Purge Lowbrow, right?
Hmm.
He would give a significant strength and, mobility advantage.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'm saying that since he's out, he's probably not going to come back in time to actually help out.
oh, by the end of the drive, if there's another
Yeah.
drive, is true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
Uh,
he's out probably for the rest of the match.
mhm.
I see what you mean now. Sorry, I just thought you meant be like. I thought you said, "Oh, it doesn't matter that he's gone now." Mm,
No, no,
yeah,
it does matter a lot since that area now is now covered and a
hmm
person is now out, which
indeed,
actually helped out a lot. It looks like it
indeed.
kind of
Purge
evened up.
Lowbrow now has 2 Chaos Warriors breathing down his neck. Although he's a slippery little guy, so we'll see what happens.
A lot of dwarves down. Looks like it's going to be a hard time moving.
It
Heck,
is. This is going to be an interesting challenge.
hmm and it looks like he's not going to be able to do too much with this. This bottom area can be used to slip this hobgoblin down if he really wants to actually try to get this as quickly as possible, which he might need to do.
Let's see.
Um, this there is a lot of options. There's a lot to consider.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider here. Most certainly, there are probably half a dozen different ways in which to approach, and Acciyn is a very thoughtful coach, so he's probably weighing his choices. So, this broadcast has been brought to you by Big Moot Sandwiches. Just kidding. Um, Big Moot Sandwiches suck. All right, come here, Skull
The
Crush
Hungry Men
has
stuff.
pushed away Truffle.
Disgusting. Wonder what this universe's equivalent to a Hungry Man would be.
Oh my god. I'm not too sure. Oh dear, he tried to do a
Ooh.
pass to Thorgan
Oh,
Hootstomp, but since it failed,
is that safe?
I'm not 100% sure to tell you the truth. Oh, what
Looks like it.
happened is that it failed, and I believe the ball bounced back towards Purge Lowbrow, and then he caught it. So since it didn't hit the ground, since it wasn't fumbled, like completely, since the fumble was recovered, the turn did not end.
Huh. I always thought
Yeah.
that if it ever, like, kind of...
Nope, nope, nope. Which is why a lot of teams who can't handle the ball very well, such as the Khemri, before they pick up a ball, they like to put their other players kind of around the ball, attempt to pick up her. And
Mhm.
so that way, if it fumbles and it happens to go into the square where someone else is, you get another attempt to try to catch it.
Right. I always thought that, like, made the turnover.
Yes. So a bit of bad luck on not being able to do that pass off, but then Nuffle has graced Pergelobrow with some good luck and allowed that to be recovered.
Hmm.
Um, and all right, now we get to see what happens here. All right, here comes the
Ooh.
blitz.
Let's see if this
Maybe,
Beastman is coming
perhaps.
after anything. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He might be trying to go for it and hit
It's
Pergelobrow right there.
it's a bit too many negatives to try to go after him.
That's true. But can you look? Everyone has clustered here in the center. This is going to be the next 3 turns are just going to be a pushing and shoving match. This is really interesting. This is very unique compared to a lot of teams that we've seen play.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Didn't follow that up. Curious move.
Probably wanted to. That is good. Yeah, that is curious. Perhaps he's just trying to free someone up just in case Pergelobrow manages to escape, and he wants to make sure that Chaos Warrior can still move. All right,
Hmm.
Thane Theodore
Ooh.
has now stunned.
Would have been knocked
Front
out, but that
bloods
thick skull helped him out with
that
it.
that thick dwarven skull. It's
Those
very
those very
advantageous.
fancy helmets are more than just for show. Also,
Indeed, it's
protects.
pretty much 90% of their skull is in those helmets.
Mhm.
And, not known fact, but Chaos Dwarf heads are shaped that way. They just don't have the spikes at the top. That's just decorative. But
Yeah.
the rest of it, they look like little bowling pins
They look like
when
little
they don't have their
chimneys.
hats on. All right, what we got here? Oh, he is going to go for a
Oh yeah.
attacker down. He's going to re-roll it.
Roll to defender
It's
stumble, and he has
stumbled.
dodge. It's better
So now
than
the
getting
question is,
attacker
where
down.
is he going to get pushed? Ah, I see.
Ooh,
Push
nice.
there.
You got another person to hit him,
Yes, yes, very much so. All right,
and
what do we got
another
here? Another
push.
push, so now he's being pushed backwards. Oh
Maybe back,
dear.
just back into position, yeah, and just
Yeah,
get some
back.
people around him.
Yep, he does. Ooh, my goodness, does he ever have some people around him?
Hmm.
Although I can kind of see a possible hole opening up
That's what
for a
I'm
person
seeing as
to
well.
sneak through. Yes, yes. So we'll see if that is what the coach chooses to do, and if so, if it
Ooh, attacker
works.
down. He's not gonna have another reroll for this turn, so there he goes.
That's that.
Only got a few turns to get this, and he's freed up the hobgoblin, which might not be good at all. It seems like
No.
that's
Oh.
one of the people for the kind of last ditch effort to get the ball down the
That's good.
field,
Yes, yes.
and he still just needs to find out a way to clear this area out, which is not going to be too hard. There's a lot of his characters around that ball carrier. It looks like
Mm-hmm.
he can kind of work his way probably to the upper part right over here. Looks like it has the least amount of defense for the Chaos team.
Take your word for it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, if you were looking at it from Acciyn's perspective, the right does look pretty clear, but he has 2 turns in which to do so. So we'll see. We shall see.
Hmm. Ooh.
This might come down to the bitter end.
Looks like he might be doing that exactly.
Yep. Yep. I think that's a correct assessment. Yeah, there
Mhm.
goes Chimay, perhaps. Yeah, pushed. That's all you
Now
need.
there is nobody around the
Well,
ball carrier.
Granola still there, but
Ooh.
not for
Defender
long, I
down.
don't think. Defender down and pushed. Well, I reckon they'll go for the defender down. There we go. So they managed to break free or clear out his cage, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, and it believes that the Doors in Chaos no longer have any rerolls left either. This
Mhm.
is going to be quite tense.
For a second there, I thought you said dwarves and chaos.
No,
some sort
dwarves
of.
in chaos.
And I realized such things, and I was such a fool.
I don't know if you're a fool. Maybe I just need to enunciate.
Oh man, what does that have? Oh, that's me. Like, wait, that guy's glowing. What's going on?
Yeah, you clicked on him. All right, Zel Gorfist. Wondering who he's going for. Ah, he's really trying to clear off that right side. Yeah.
Getting some nice rolls.
Yes, very fortunate.
Mhm. And that ball carrier is most likely going to get out of dodge,
Huh.
so they say.
Very nice. Good pun, Piff. Good pun.
Thank you. He's got a nice straight line, uses maximum amount of movement to get down that field, and looks like he might be able to reinforce that with the other hobgoblin, which is currently free.
True. Yes. Yes. Very much so.
And most of the other people are tied up, so
They are. So a dodge roll is going to have to be made. The ones who aren't tied up are down on the ground, which really limits their movement. Oh, and this is very interesting. Oh, he's decided to go for a throw. And that has paid off.
Yes.
With an
success.
success.
Odd decision, but hey.
Gak Snotrun, yes, Gak Snotrun was able to do that. And he is in a very good chance to score now. Looks like the only person who's possibly in his way is Thong there. And he'll have to dodge away. That's all I can see.
Let's see. 1, 2...
Now, the Chaos team does have a reroll. He can prevent
7.
this.
Yes, it looks like he has just enough movement to get down to the hobgoblin. He's going to need to do a dodge, and looks like 2 go for it.
And he attempted to push. Well, I'm assuming that
oh wait, no, that's
stand
not dodge.
for Thargan Hoof Stomp really helped. Prince Peter was trying to at least, yes, attack him. I mean, like, cause him to stumble or something. But no such luck. That stand firm has really made things difficult for Thong.
Indeed.
That was excellent work trying to clear out that area, but with needing a 5 or a 6 in order to allow that to happen, just wasn't in the cards for the Born to be Kings.
Yes.
This is tense. This is very interesting.
He can try...
Here we go. He makes it. Now let's see. Defender stumbles.
Oh, but he has dodge.
Oh, yeah, does have dodge.
Wait, oh no, I'm sorry, that's the guy who had...
that was Gak Snotrun.
No, that was...
no!
Oh,
the pickup fail. Okay. Alright, I can see why he went with that pickup. It was worth a shot, because if he recovered the ball, that would have made it just that much more difficult. Here comes
I was thinking about this guy.
Brow. Long brow, yes.
He has dodge, and sure hands.
There's still another turn after this one. We could see a final turn touchdown here, folks.
And I believe if Slum also plays his cards right, he can actually get it all the way down to his side as well.
It's feasible. Nothing's impossible in Blood Bowl.
A few handoffs, a pass, and you're all the way down to the touchdown.
Indeed. All right. Thane Theodore, the Tiptoe Terror, is looking at the sky right now.
That man does not have dodge, and he's looking at that ball and going, maybe.
Indeed.
I don't think so, though. Just a push, trying to get just more players out, get it easier for him to...
yeah, give him some more maneuverability, yes.
And defender down, nice.
Oof, yep. Slushy has been hit by phallic face kill, not to be confused with phallic face kill.
I tried to remember that, yeah.
Khmer Skull Crush took down Truffle. Truffle's not a very kingly name, but who am I? And Dran Smallkin is making his way down there as well, using the mobility of those hobgoblins to his advantage. All right. Now, what does Slumbering do? I know what I would do, but that's not me. I'm not me, at least.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
You know, those crazy calls you get in the middle of the job. I should really turn off my cell phone.
Indeed. All right, Truffle's standing up. Everyone who can move is moving. Son of King Kevin is as
Kevin.
Kevin as tucked down, Drun Blood Spill.
And looks like he's not going for a any of that sort of planning to do kind of handoffs and touchdowns and stuff like that. I think he's just going for a tie at the
No,
moment.
I think that's fine. You know, a tie would be enough to secure his slumbering at this point. If he got a tie, it would secure his ability to, be in the playoffs.
Oh, nice.
Acciyn's pretty much assured, but oh, there we go. He's going to blitz. Gex not run. Two pushed rolls. Not ideal, but
Nope.
not the worst thing in the world. Now, does he follow through? No, yes, he does. That is interesting. And he goes for it. Okay,
Hmm.
so now the ball is quite open for Purge Lowbrow to
He's
attempt to
got
score.
he's got one chance of picking up that ball,
Picking up the
and
ball, he'll probably have to
oh,
try
sure
passing the
hands
Gax not rung. Yep, yep. And then off he
handoff,
goes.
and
Here
that
he
might just be a win.
goes. That is a win.
There you
Final
go.
turn touchdown for Dwarves in Chaos.
Nicely done.
That was very well done. Unfortunate for Slumbering's luck to be stunned like that, but I mean, this could have been very different. But there's your cheerleaders.
Hmm.
Oh God. All right. Um, well, that was a really aggressive and very interesting match, I have to say. Did not expect something like this at all. Very, very close.
Indeed. Match is not quite over. I think there's
Quite over
one more
yet, no.
one more turn
The
to maybe get
Slumbering
some
has a single
revenge.
turn. Yeah, maybe a little bit of revenge. So we'll see who gets knocked down. But I have to say, this was a really great match to commentate on. Very
Hmm.
entertaining.
It's sad that we already know the. It's always kind of that just waiting for the game to end.
This is a
That,
cleanup period, is what it is. Yeah.
yeah. The a lot of bowls kind of have that where there's just the an intentional fumble, and the clock just kind of runs down, and you know who already wins.
Yeah, in football, yeah, exactly. They're really just running out the clock,
Right.
which is what we're doing here too. Luckily, though, the clock is really just a turn counter. But yeah, it looks like we're going to see if any of these dwarves are going to get hurt.
Just a push. If
Push,
he.
but you did push him in an area in order to maximize that, which is
Mhm.
nice.
I kind of love just kind of going down and just seeing another push, another push, another push.
Huh. And here's another push.
Yes. I've been trying to teach myself to do it in a way that's you just push a person down the line of other people.
Yes, exactly. Really maximize your, attempts to block.
Mm. And yeah, I've been trying to figure out like how to do positions and stuff like that.
Oh, here we are. We're gonna blitz Thargan Hoof Stomp.
Dallas failed for the Dallas.
What's
Tried to
that?
re-roll that, but
Dauntless, but
dauntless.
yes. Still though.
Why is 7?
I'm not too sure.
Hmm.
He's gonna pick up the ball. I'm assuming he's probably gonna try to throw it with Poofy because if he succeeds, he'll get a star player point and level up. And unfortunately, though, it didn't quite work.
I saw this before. I think that I'm not sure if I hate to say this about people since I don't know exactly their plans, but I'm not sure if he knows that he can actually move after picking up the ball and then pass it. Because it would be much more accurate being closer.
That's true. That's true. Guess that was just his prerogative, but there we are. We can press escape and see the final results of this. We can... Oh, just give it a moment here.
And the match rating's fairly high, wow.
Very high. Yeah, well, I don't blame him. That was extremely entertaining right down to the very end. Well, almost the very end. But yeah, so the MVP for the Dwarves in Chaos is Gax Snotrun.
Looks like he's going to get a level up.
Indeed. And who's the MVP for the Chaos team?
Ooh, looks like he's going to get a level up. Truffle.
Yes, yes, it does look like that. Yeah.
Very nice. Very,
Excellent.
very nice.
Yeah, so 2 level up. So, you know, good for both coaches for this match.